Times have changed since the Old West. Yet, nothing's changed.
Okay, first off, I just want to say I'm a big fan of the first two Call of Juarez games. Great stories, great characters, especially Uncle Ray McCall, who is just as willing to read you some scripture as he is to shoot you in the face, and usually both at once.
You're not the law, Ray. You need to let the law handle this. I represent a higher law, God's law. The Lord has made me his right hand, his judge, his jury, and his executioner. Billy, beware, boy.
And it had some pretty good gameplay to boot. Not great, but rock solid in the Old West setting, especially pre-Red Dead Redemption, was a rare and welcome thing. So when the third game in the series was announced, I immediately cried foul. Gone was the heart and soul of the series, the Old West. What we're stuck with instead is just another modern set FPS that tries very hard via its soundtrack and the presence of a distant relative of the McCalls to be a modern day Western, and basically fails. The gameplay is much the same, except in that now you can wield machine guns instead of 6 shooters and rifles, which basically makes it like every other game on the market. The game's characters are poorly voiced.
Then let's find our way the fuck out of here.
The police have probably cordoned off the entire perimeter.
Leave the police to me.
Constantly praise or chide your actions with the same one-liners over and over again, and are positively unlikable. The only connection to the Wild West games is an LAPD officer called Ben McCall, who is the most interesting visually, but also the worst sounding. Well, that and some door-breaching scripture reading bullet time, but this is a flimsy, half-hearted addition to the series, and ultimately leaves it on a sour note. They're sporadically fun, but equally annoying thanks to the fact that you'll die, and die a lot, because you failed to see the shooter. And did I mention your companion's constant repeating phrases make you want to shoot yourself in the face? The urban, ghetto-inspired gunplay is also flat. The story is flat, unlike in the first two games, in my opinion. The gameplay is acceptable, but feels like what you'd get in a budget shooter, something that costs less than the Cartel does. This game was a failure from its inception as a modern-day gritty update of its predecessors, and playing it only confirms as much. I don't hate it, but I don't enjoy it either.